highlighter calculators. Let's go to page 12. Right, guys? You're on page 12? Okay. All right. So Ernesto estimated his monthly mortgage payment is $519. I'm going to highlight that. Hey, it says monthly, right? Yay. That's exactly how we want it. We want everything in monthly amounts. What does it say next? The annual property taxes. We don't like that too much. We need to do something with it. So when we have to do something with it, I'll do pink highlights, okay? Monthly heating, 105. Perfect. And the annual income, we need to do something with that one. 68,000. Calculate the Gdsr. I already told you it's 14.39, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm going to ask you to, you can just, divide that by 12 and just do it right there. So let's figure out, I'm going to use this calculator for now. My other one is currently unavailable. So you get 191.67 per month. Okay. And this, the income, we're going to go 68,000 divided by 12. Please do that on the exam. Please don't forget that. I should do something silly for you to remember, but then again, I don't know if I want you to remember me that way. So I'll just keep it this way. There are your monthly amounts. Everything is monthly amounts. Good. Now we're good to use our GDSR. And the GDSR, I gave my last formula sheet to a student, so I'm waiting for new ones. But the GDSR formula is actually on your formula sheet. But it states basically to take your monthly mortgage plus your monthly property taxes, which is 191.67, plus your heating. What do we call these three things combined? The mortgage, the heating, and the property taxes. Anybody? Call that our housing costs, right? These are the three things that they consider as housing costs. We're going to divide that by the monthly income. Let's figure that out. So 519 plus 191.67 plus 105. Oops. Let's do that again. 815.67. This is times 100. So we're going to go 815.67 divided by, that is times 100, 14.39%. Is that good or no? It's less than 32%, right? Yeah. So if you were to make a pie chart, do you want to do a pie graph again? Go back to grade 11. This would probably be like something like that. So we take that away from 100. It means that 85.61% can be spent on other things. And this is your housing, right? Housing. You're spending 14.39, right? If you add up all your housing costs and compare it to your income, you spend 14% or so on housing. That's good, right? That's good. You're doing much better than the absolute minimum, which is they want you to spend no more than 32% on housing. What is the greatest mortgage payment Ernesto can afford based on his income? Before we answer that, I'm just going to say here, bank will approve, because it's not asking for it, but I want you to keep using that, right? Bank will approve mortgage. Mortgage is a fancy word for a loan. It's a fancy word for loans that is used towards property, right? Will approve mortgage because GDSR is below 32%. If you want to get full marks, that has to be mentioned. Okay. What is the greatest mortgage payment Ernesto can afford? This is a classic question. And this is how I will do it for you here. Can I just show you the formula? Because I'm going to use a formula, but I may not use it exactly the way I gave it to you. If you go back to page 10 for a few moments here. It's way at the bottom here. The maximum mortgage payment you can afford. So you basically take your income, multiply by 0.32 to figure out like what is 32% of your income. Take away the heating, take away the property taxes, and what remains is what you can spend on the mortgage, like the maximum possible. Okay, so we're gonna go back to 12. So I'm gonna go max mortgage. I'm gonna take the income. I'm going to multiply that by 0.32. I'm going to take away the 191.67, and I'm going to take away the 105 that I use on heating. So you're taking away that from 32% of your income. Settle down. 566.67 times 32.32, I should say. So that is how much I can spend on housing. So 1813.33 minus 191.67 minus 105. There it is. I can spend 1,516. Is the greatest mortgage payment he can afford. The GDSR is being used by banks today. It's still being used. Okay. And one more time, I'm just going to talk about this one last time. Well, it's going to come up in ACs and stuff, so I probably have another chance to go at it. But how can you decrease your GDSR? Because that's really what you want, right? Like if you can decrease it, you can qualify for the mortgage. How can you decrease it when it's too high? Okay. If it's over 32, but you really want the property in that price range, you're just like, no, I want the house at 250 or whatever. You have a few options to lower your GDSR. So I will highlight how to decrease the GDSR, and you have options to lower it. Watch this. You only control the income and the mortgage payment. That's really all you can touch. You cannot touch the property taxes. You can't tell the city, hey, what's up? You think you can pay less on property taxes? You can't do that. Like they determine that every year, they calculate how much you pay. Heating. You can't say, oh, I'm just going to turn down the temperature on the house, and you can't do that. Like the bank they'll think you're just being silly, right? You can't. That is something they estimate. You can't affect that. But the only thing is you can decrease the mortgage or increase your income. Those are your two options. So we can decrease the mortgage. I'm just going to check my notes here real quick. Yeah. Decrease the mortgage payment by, to bring down your mortgage payment, you have Save up for a larger down payment. Save up for a larger down payment. I hope that makes sense, right? Like if you save up for a larger down payment, there's less to be financed. So, hey, your mortgage payment is coming down. Another thing you can do, how else can you decrease your mortgage payment? Anybody willing to? Yes, Nick. That would be here income, but right now to decrease the mortgage payment, how would we do that? How else? Like we said, save up for a bigger down payment. What else could be done? Colton, thank you for the, what did you say, Jenna? Additional payments? That would save you interest, which is still good, but it would not lower your payment. Longer term, longer term. Yes, lengthen. Either the lead quality is going down or I'm having anger issues. Lengthen the term, and we call that amortization. Right? If you take longer to pay, your payments shrink a little bit, but you pay more interest. Just keep that in mind. It's tempting. I know people that every time they need to renegotiate every 5 years, they're like, hey, let's do 25 years again. Let's do 25 years again. So they just punt the ball down the field, basically. And you pay tons of interest that way. Increase your income. You can get a second job. Or what am I doing? Did I tell you what I'm doing right now? I'm doing my post-bac in education. It's online. It's all online. As soon as I get my extra degree, I make more money. And I do the same job. So upgrading sometimes, just getting another degree, you do the same job afterwards, but you get paid more. So that's another thing. Get a second job, get a cosigner, comma, since their income is included, it's combined. Combined. Yeah. So those are the things. There's essentially 4 things you can do, but really it comes down to changing 2 components: your mortgage payment or your income. That's the only thing you can really. So don't tell me I'm gonna reduce your monthly property taxes or reduce your monthly heating bill. You can't. What happened here, guys? Sorry. You see this times 100 Gdsr? That's not. It's not supposed to be there. I have to change that. You're the second class that sees this booklet, so some kinks that I need to adjust. Okay, what now? I'm going to ask you to do a few yourselves. Okay, so let's go to 13. I'm going to skip one unless you are done and you want another challenge. Other than that, I'm just going to ask you to do 1, 2, 4, and I believe, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So you're skipping 3. You're skipping question 3. Okay. So I want you to please try them all, and I will post the answer key, or actually just give you the key. I will see if I have scanned it before I move on here. I think I wasn't quite clear with the times 100 happens once you've plugged in all the numbers, cleaned it up, you divide the numerator and denominator, and then you multiply by 100 towards the end. Okay, so maybe I will go all the way back. I'm going to use the booklet I used with you guys. Let's go back and just make sure we make that very clear in our notes. Oh, I did. The formula does have these huge brackets. So this is on page 11. So make sure, you know, those brackets kind of stand out to you. Right. You could omit this step, just 2 decimals. If the province does say answer it as a percentage, then you would have to go times 100. So most of the time their answer key will state it as a percentage, but it is correct to just state it as a decimal unless they tell you otherwise. So I guess what I'm trying to say is when I did the examples here, like I wasn't careful enough to, you know, show that step. Right? The fact that you first do that part and then multiply by 100. Should have been more careful. Page 11 again. Like, oh, look at this. There's just huge brackets here because I have like the division part in there. So I would still say it's safe to put the brackets in there. There we go. So that's page 11. If you want to quickly do that, better safe than sorry, right? So that's what I notice here and there being the issue. This one here, question 3, I just went all out. This one basically mixes up last year. No, in grade 10 you did income, you know, hourly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, all of that. So I kind of wanted to just throw that in there, but it's not really required for you to be able to do this part. But you end up with a 28.86 GDSR there. This one, number 4, I did want you to do. Okay. So remember, if it's yearly or annual, you need to divide that by 12. Anything that's already monthly, it stays. So you get this as your GDSR, and it is below 32 yet. Very close to the threshold, but it is below, so we're good to go there. We would pass the test. You know what? To be honest, if you were 34, 35, most banks would still, if you have a good credit score, they would still give you that. But for us in this course, it's a no, right? If it's as soon as it's over 32, it's a no-go, right? So what happened here? The maximum mortgage payment. So right, you multiply the income by 32, subtract heating and property taxes, and there you go. So what went wrong here? I like this example because right, this person forgot to divide the property taxes by 12, right? So that's the mistake right there, and got a huge number. Right? So when you do the correct calculation, if you go down here, you're supposed to get 3205 instead of 88. Right? It's a huge difference. This would probably pass in a real life situation. So enough for GDSR. It's gonna come back again and again. But now we're gonna skip. So if you're wondering, why do you skip all the time? Like, what's up with that? It's because I wanna sometimes get to the math, and then we're kind of gonna back up a little bit and then talk a little bit more about how does it work. Okay, so let's fast forward all the way to 26. You go to 26, but then I want you to go one back, which is page 25. The page number just didn't make it onto page 25. So go to page 25. And trust me, I will talk about everything that we just skipped. Maybe not every single one, but quite a bit that we just skipped I will talk about. Okay. So calculating mortgage payments. Can you highlight that? And then I will tell you this. This is same as vehicle finance. These formulas are, I copied and pasted, and I just changed wherever there was loan. Guess what I inserted? Mortgage. it is recording. I'm gonna stop this here once and just make a